Hey guys, what's going on? This is David Chen here on your weekly's #1 podcast for 2020, Pananomics. And today I have one of my good friends, world-renowned gamer and DJ, FuntCase. How you doing, my friend?
Hello, how's it going, man? How you doing?
This is the man behind the mask.
That's right, yeah. And thank God I'm not wearing it, because the less I wear that, the better.
Oh my gosh. You know, we've known each other for it's been like a year, right?
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
Maybe a year and a half at this point. You are such a warm and nice human being. You are a team player. You're basically the dream of any partnership, any management. I say that to you wholeheartedly as a friend, and you have a really unique branding. So tell me a little bit about how the mask came on and how you kind of got into the world of music.
Yeah, so I was into producing music kind of for fun. Just kind of messing around with it. Back when I was 16, there was a game on the PlayStation, the very first PlayStation, called Music, and it was basically like just having pre-made loops that you could just arrange and make any song you want. And I just used to mess on that. This was way before I even thought about the idea of producing as a hobby, beyond a hobby. Sorry, it was literally just only, just making track after track, and I was trying to recreate some of my favorite songs. And I just kept doing that, and it didn't click to me that this was something I wanted to do. It was just something I was enjoying doing at the time. And then I moved on to, my mum had a new boyfriend who had this music making software, which I messed around with when I was 18. So I was 2 years into messing around at this point. And that kind of just kind of went into a much more higher level of producing. At the time, to go from something which was pre-loops to making your own noises and stuff, and programming all your own drums was just so mind-blowing, and just kind of spiraled out from there, really. And then when I was 23, I played my first ever show as FuntCase, which was a different genre to what I originally wanted to make. So I originally started with drum and bass, and then I went to dubstep, but I only made dubstep for a friend who had a radio show, and I did that for I just made him dub plates for fun. I didn't even like dubstep when I started, and then my music started making waves in the scene, and I got my first booking in my hometown. Played to 6 people, 5 of them my own friends, and that was in room 2 in a local club. And my friend saw one of my dress up masks in my bag and dared me to wear it, and that's now spiraled into a masked DJ that you see today. So it's all just kind of happened almost accidentally, like I didn't plan to be this guy. I didn't plan to be in dubstep. I didn't plan to be, wearing a mask on stage and all that sort of stuff. But it's kind of like a happy accident. So yeah, I can't really complain, honestly.
It's amazing to hear that story and the things that you're talking about. I say that because wholeheartedly, as you're talking about it and you're doing some of these amazing things and you have the mask, you kind of fell into it, right? So the question is, when you started producing music and had to go from that, from doing the loops to music, how much practice and time did you have to do? And what was the one thing that you felt was different from everyone else?
Yeah, it was weird to transition from loops to making your own sounds. Was just something that, like, if you were to do it these days, it's very easy because there's YouTube everywhere. You can type in anything. How do I make a bass for dubstep? There's 5 billion videos out there you can learn. Back when I did it, it was, if you knew someone how to do it, cool. If not, then you're on your own, kind of thing. So it kind of, I couldn't even tell you a time frame or how long it took. It was honestly just like a sort of like a trial and error kind of thing where you just try things and it worked. And I almost didn't remember what I did, so I didn't perfect anything I did. If I had an idea for a sound, I would never be able to achieve it because I didn't really study how these they're called synths, where you make the music on, where you make the basses on, stuff like that. Never really studied how they worked properly, so I just kind of just sort of did things and stuff, and it just worked out. And that's kind of how it started in the beginning, until I started caring more and more as this progressed into a much more viable leave your job and do this for job kind of thing. So yeah, it took a good few years to nail that down, but I mean, you're consistently learning as a producer anyway, so so yeah.
That's crazy, you going back and forth and kind of going from there, and then all of a sudden you jump into dubstep and you're going to the radio, right? What were your thoughts as that was happening?
To being on radio?
Yeah.
I mean, I was aiming as a producer before doing dubstep and being FuntCase. to being on the radio, because I there was a way in England at the time to send your tracks into artists, and it was using the AOL Instant Messenger, which is, I don't even know if that still exists or not at the moment, but we used to be able to send tracks directly to these people, and it had an auto accept, so then you always had always had your music accepted by them as soon as you sent it. So once that was done, they had your music, they listened to it, and then sometimes they would reply and say, this is cool, I'm going to play it, or sometimes you would be listening to Radio 1 and suddenly they're playing it, and it's like, yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing. It really I mean, yeah, like I say, it's mind blowing. But one guy that I can really a credit to on the early stages of my FuntCase career, when he was still he knew me as DJ Dose, which was my old drum and bass label. Sorry, my old drum and bass name, is that he used to play all my drum and bass on Radio 1, but then just before I came FuntCase, he made one of my tracks in drum and bass, track of the week, and I cannot describe the amount of excitement, and like, I almost wanted to cry. It was like something that I'd like dreamed of, to be, to be like a headline on a radio show kind of thing, to have a track of the week. Like, it was incredible, and that really spurred me on to go, well, I want more of this. It's like a free high in a way, and you're always going to be chasing it and trying to do more and more. So that kind of spiraled everything into, when FuntCase started doing well, I was like, well, I want that again. So yeah, I just went straight for it, really.
You talked about how you went from 6 people your first show, 5 are your friends, right? We've all been through there, right? Events where you bring your friends, your family, you're running the numbers. It's like, oh, there's like 40 people here, but I know 39 of them, right? Mom, dad, whatever. Yeah. But you still maintain the hope. What made you not get discouraged from the 6 and continue to do what you're doing to thousands of people that you now play to?
It was more because I didn't put myself into any expectation. I think that the fact that I just wanted to play and showcase what I could do as an artist and what I had to offer as an artist. Just playing a show in general for me at the time was, I just wanted it. It didn't matter how many people, as long as one person heard it, that's all really that mattered. I just wanted to go out there, get used to what I was doing. Dubstep was new to me at the time. I'd already been drum and bass DJing for quite a long time before that, so DJing wasn't the issue. It was just I just enjoyed the idea of being able to showcase what I could do, and I'm a natural born entertainer. So put me in a show, and just give me gigs. And if I have to play the, what we call it the graveyard shift, where you have to play the last set of the night, and it's usually when everyone's too tired or everyone's started leaving and that sort of thing. It didn't matter to me. I just wanted to play it, and you just got to grind it out. And you'll always, as long as you've got a positive mindset, you'll always reap rewards from that, I think.
What's amazing about that is, and you and I go back and forth and we talk about this a lot too, right? Like, for the first time in like 2 years, you're going to be here in the States. Tell us about what you're going to be doing this upcoming weekend, and tell us a little about your next potential badass singlet you're going to have.
Yeah, so finally, since the last time I played in America, which was in February 2020, so nearly a year and a half, I'm going to be playing at a festival in Florida, Orlando, Florida, called Forbidden Kingdom, and also a pre-party the night before, and then the day after that I'm going to Atlanta. So yeah, it's going to be strange. I spent pretty much every single week of my life being away from my girlfriend, my cats, my home, to just being thrown into what is happening. It's like, and then to go from that for like a year and a half to go, oh, by the way, hey, you got to play to 20,000 people again straight away. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I guess I'm doing that then. But yeah, I'm mega excited. But yeah, it's gonna be a strange one. I think
it's gonna be different. It's like the first couple times me and Katie traveled internationally, nationally, I was like, I almost kind of forgot my routine and how I was doing, because you're so set. Here are the things you're gonna do. Here's a hotel. You know what you're gonna do. You like, it's like trying to get back on a bike, and you're like,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
You'll be fine there. But it is that your new single. It is, what day is it coming out, and what's it called, and what was the inspiration behind that song?
Yeah, so it's kind of weird when people ask me what the inspiration behind the song was. I'm not too sure, honestly. I think I've just been enjoying a lot of musical stuff when it comes to producing. I don't know if it's anything to do with, just being in my own head during Corona. I don't think it's that. People might, attribute it to that. But I was writing sort of musical stuff, sort of the end of 2018, sorry. Yeah, no, sorry, 2019. Yeah, I was writing a lot more musical stuff back then, and I've kind of just got that kind of put my foot in the door, for writing that sort of style. And I think I just wanted to write more of it. And this one came during Corona. There's no real reason. I think I just wanted to write something a bit more epic and a bit more musical. But yeah, that comes out. That's actually been announced today, and it comes out on Wednesday. So what day is it? I don't know what day it is.
I don't know what day it is either, man.
But yeah, it comes out on Wednesday. So Wednesday or Thursday, one of the 2 days. But yeah, it's on pre-order now on Spotify. It's called Flames, featuring Dia Frampton. So if people will know of her, either a singer or one of the Frampton, I think it's the Frampton twins or something. I think she's on TV. Right. But yeah, she's a really amazing singer. Very very big personality. So yeah, very excited to get her involved, and yeah, hopefully more music coming as soon as I'd like to hope. Really.
You know what's cool is we also will be having this world premiere, doing something a little bit differently, and it will be airing in China and other parts of Asia. Tell everyone about that. That's going to be happening next Wednesday for this new single.
Yes. So we are. You mean for the
yep.
thing?
For the magical thing, my friend.
Yeah, for the magical thing. So yes, we are airing a brand new show, which is kind of like watching a Twitch stream, but it's on TV in a way. And it's kind of like it's called Good Games with FuntCase, so GG. And I'll be bringing in a lot of special guests from all different types of worlds, really. I mean, originally we planned to get people from the music world and the EDM scene. But I mean, we can get people like sports personalities in. We could even get NACL partners in. So yeah, I kind of want to get a whole mixed bag of people in to play games and just talk, really, and just see what's going on. I think the best way to describe it is like, imagine Joe Rogan with Rocket League kind of thing, like just chatting back and forth about anything and everything, but also sort of throwing in little sort of interviewee style questions in there to to kind of keep people informed of what they're up to, and but play games at the same time to get that great synergy with how the two people are playing. So yeah, very excited for that. My first guest is Yax. He's a guy from my label on DPMO. He's a very, very good dubstep artist. We also play a lot of Rocket League, so yeah, I didn't even need to ask him what games to play, but yeah. So yeah, he's the first guy, and we're going to be premiering that very soon.
Absolutely. What's amazing is, that leads into the other area of your life. That will be next Wednesday, right, the 16th, where it will be airing on the NACL channel, simultaneously streamed into China. So the music is going to get played there, try to get a new audience, which will have that global presence. Dude, that's exciting, man. I mean, for me, like all the years we've been doing this, all the people we're putting together and working with everyone, that to me is like why gaming's so cool, because you can integrate culture like music, talk everyone games, and then do it at a very international level without all the barriers to entry. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think,
sure, yeah.
Right. That's one thing that me and you and your great team, Sad and Connor, and them, they get it because they understand that global perspective of it. And that's where I think we've done things. But people might not realize how good of a gamer you are, right? So we did this Rocket League thing with this cat. And let me tell you, man, this guy can play. First time he plays against our guy, Grizz from Nuclear, I forgot what game you guys played earlier. I couldn't even know what the game was. All I remember is the 12-0 score afterwards in Rocket League. Like, FuntCase was just laying it out, right?
And
then you got to play pros.
Yeah.
Right? And you were like, you were still doing very, very well.
I was trying. Oh,
man, you were
trying to keep up.
Yeah, who did you play with that day on the NACL brand ambassador when you were playing with all those guys?
Who was the team?
Yep.
It was the Wolves eSports team. So it was Rix Ronde, Oli, and the absolute Rocket League world champion season 2 legend Cuxir97, who unfortunately has just left the team. But it was a real honor to play with those guys, and it's really insightful. When you're playing with players who are of that quality and that pro level, you really learn things. You really learn. Like, I always thought I was a fast player until I played with those guys. And that really taught me I have so much to learn. And I really need to fix up my game. But yeah, I've been playing Rocket League since the beginning, 2015. 3,500 hours in on on PC. So yeah, I would hope I'd be any good at the game. But yeah, that is my go-to game, even though it stresses me out massively.
What do they say? You got to do like 5,000 hours minimum to be like considered a Rocket League pro, right? So you're halfway there, man. You're already grinding it crazy, and we'll catch more of that on your Twitch channel and of course NACL's channel. The other thing I want to talk about, going back to you and the gaming world, why gaming? As an artist, people don't seem to understand the correlation. But what was your purpose of doing that? To have that on your Twitch channel so you can do both?
I mean, my background is really just gaming in general, you know. So I'm a little bit of the older generation. I started a lot of my gaming career came from like the Nintendo Entertainment System was my first love, and I was playing Mario and Donkey Kong, and those sorts of games. And I don't know, it was just I think gaming just is something that I've always enjoyed. I think I like competition. I think I like testing myself. So I think I've enjoyed doing gaming in that sort of sense. But that's just gone through my whole life, and I think it's just a good escape really to turn your brain off. I think if you can find something that can turn your brain off, you know, I think not obviously in in a way where you're just oblivious, just more in a way where you can just turn everything off and just concentrate and enjoy something without having to feel the pressures of work or what's going on in your personal life or anything like that. So that's something I've always been attracted to, and I've always just kept gaming throughout my life. So. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird that you mentioned about the correlation between music and games makes like perfect sense to me in every way, because if you think about it, games need music, and music, fits on games really well. But this whole Corona situation has opened up, I think, a lot of people's eyes to what music artists are in connection to games, because obviously, I could probably name 80% of the dubstep scene are probably gamers, like most of these people are huge gamers and they're friends with people in esports scenes because esports players are also fans of the music we make. So we end up being friends. I'm friends with some Call of Duty world champions as well, and loads of Rocket League players and some other guys as well. And it's just like that tie. I don't know how it hasn't just been like this from day one. For some reason, it's only just started happening during Corona. I think people have seen the value in esports. As well as big brands as well. I think there's a lot of huge brands who hadn't even looked at the esports world, and suddenly they're sponsoring massive streamers, and teams as well. So this correlation between music and gaming is starting to weave in really nicely, and I'm all for it, honestly.
It's amazing that you're saying that. That to me is the foresight that you have, and a lot of the your management, your team has. They're literally world premieres, right? Off of Madden and 2K of songs, and people got their hits from people Shazamming that, right? Yeah. Now you're almost finding that position. So it's like movies in music. Like, why do you want movies in music? You guys have all seen that. And to me, that's freaking phenomenal. The industry is a really weird industry, right? What is one thing that you love about the industry, and it was one thing that you really don't like about the industry that you would like to see changed?
I think what I love about the industry is there is so much available to you if you have a good sense of production and you're interesting and you're creative. There are so many outlets for you to put that out on when it comes to if you want to be a streamer and you want to be a producer, people will hear stuff that way. There's obviously producers who make their career out of YouTube. There's loads of different labels that will take you. There's so many labels these days. And there's just so much talent out there. It's really easy to network. But the thing I dislike about the scene is maybe that's a bad thing. Maybe there's too many outlets. Maybe there's too many people to network with. Maybe it's easier for some people who don't have some of the criteria that you would expect for someone to blow up through people they know. They end up getting bigger, or they have one hit on TikTok and suddenly they're bigger than everyone who's been grinding for 10 years. But also in the same sense, music can cut you off as fast as it brings you up. So the industry is so cutthroat, and I mean, people that you may have been fans of 10 years ago in music can suddenly you might think to yourself, yeah, where was that guy? That's what music does to you. So you have to be really consistent in the scene. That's probably the hardest thing about the music industry, quite honestly.
Yeah, I like that, because the world that we live in, there are people that really make it, but you have to grind, right? You're talking about 7 years before you get into it, a change in your shift of music. So you have to be open-minded, and then you have to adapt and do global like you're doing the gaming side. Yeah, man, that drives me nuts too. I mean, I see it all the time in business, right? With these mentors and these business guys, they've never done a business deal in their life, and they have 4 million followers, making $1 million off the youth to buy this program. Yeah. And you go back to the background, they didn't work at a big four. They didn't have $1 billion mergers. They had none of that. And they're just selling some hypothetical theory. And if 1% out of that 99% actually gets it, then they've actually, now we use those guys as testimonials where there isn't that track record, right? That's that sense of responsibility that I think is lacking when it comes to things of that area. And I think you're, 1,000% of the money on that,
Yeah.
What's one, as you see and you like the collaborations, everything else that you're trying to do, what is the next step for FuntCase and his music and gaming talents?
It's a great question. We have plans. We're going to try and execute a few things. I want to start. So I have a brand called DPMO. We started that as a record label towards the end of last year. Finally announced that. So we're going to be heading straight on with that, and that's going to feature releases from amazing talents which I found in the scene, including releases from myself, collaborations with these people, with myself and these talents. We also want to go into, we want to try and dive into the esports world as well, just because I know so many people that deserve to be on teams and could probably blow up to be a team, and I've always wanted to have an esports team myself, so why not turn my brand into one? It's already a clothing label, an events touring brand, a music label, and why not esports as well? So we're going to dive head in first with the DPMO brand and do as much as we can with that. But on the side as well. Obviously, I need to be concentrating on FuntCase, not just DPMO. So we're going to be just doing a lot more music releases. Going to try and do a lot more musicality as well as the standard what I do, which is I'm known for heavy, aggressive, energetic dubstep. Just try and grow the brand. But I want to try and keep things interesting, and I don't want to be following any patterns that a lot of artists may either be doing themselves. So we're going to try and kick out the rest of this year, get some shows in, get the limelight back on us, as best we can, because every DJ is trying to do the same thing. And then when we've got everyone here, we're going to try and clamp them, and we're going to try and bring something very special to the table. So look out for that soon.
I'm excited, man. I mean, can't wait to meet you in person. Right. I feel like we've done it. Dude, this whole entire year, man, I'm like running into people and I'm like, well, hey, what's up? And then they're like looking at me. I'm like, oh, this first time we met. So now these big hugs, because you don't even think it's the first time. You're sharing your most inner feelings with certain people. Yeah. But that's what's been beautiful about this. The beauty of COVID is you got to interact with people from all around the world at a much quicker and easier capacity. Before we leave, man, what is one piece of advice that you'll give to anybody? I don't care if it's life advice, business advice, but one piece of advice that you can give to people to continue to follow their dreams.
I think it's, it's really easy for someone to just give advice. I always feel like, what can you say that hasn't been said? I think something that I try to bring, which is a realistic approach, which is just keep going. I think, I think there was a saying I heard, which was, you're not a failure for trying, you're a failure for stopping. That's kind of the thing I said. So, when I heard that, I was like, that's so true. Like, I didn't, the thing was, is when I started growing as an artist, I wasn't aiming to be the biggest thing on the planet. I wasn't aiming to be having this as a job or anything like that. It kind of fell on my lap through the love of me doing this as my favorite thing on the world, which is making music and entertaining people in clubs and in festivals and stuff. So that for me was a natural growth, but it has to be persistent. You have to be persistent and, just keep bringing something that people are going to want to notice. Be different. Don't be outside the box. That's kind of almost the wrong way to look at it, because then you don't do what what you want to do. I think when you want to bring what you have to bring something that's interesting and do something that's going to get people to notice you. And then it should fluctuate from there, I think.
I love that, man. What insightful, great thing. FuntCase, thank you for your time. I appreciate it, my friend. Tell everyone your social media handles and your website.
All my social medias are FuntCase UK, apart from Twitch, which is at FuntCase. And my website is funtcase.tv if you want to get involved in some of the Twitch giveaways as well we're doing. And also funtcase.co.uk, which is the website. So
Awesome. To sponsor, to find out more, go to funtcase.com. For the show, check out davidchenpanda.com. For New York Weekly's #1 podcast, this is David Chen for Pananomics saying goodbye to FuntCase and myself. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you. Check it out.